Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Masjid Carpark podcast, episode 16.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam.
How are you guys?
Alhamdulillah, excited. Ramadan is in the air.
Ramadan?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. It's going to be a different Ramadan to last year.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
alhamdulillah.
I was in the mosque earlier, mashallah. Everyone's excited. The last few days, people are just, they...
There is a buzz in the air.
Yeah, they missed it last year. So the mosque was packed, mashallah. So, alhamdulillah.
That's good. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, excited because last year was like extremely depressing because it was like me and
that's right,
as I
you're
mentioned
by
last
yourself.
week, Irfan came for to turn on the camera and then went home to start with his family and I was left with his
Have a good
father-in-law
one, Maulana.
and we had dates and whatever, and just two of us. Like if you did it at home, it's all right because we're doing the masjid's totally empty.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, it's very depressing. Like for a whole month, not whole month, for 3-4 months, but Ramadan as well, we're just by ourselves, like just two of us there, just having in an empty, huge, Doncaster's a decent sized masjid with halls and so forth.
Yeah.
The whole facility is empty. There's no one in the car park. The gate's locked. So it was very, it was not, people thought, oh, mashallah, you still in the masjid, enjoying the masjid. No, it was like, I was there, but there was no atmosphere, there was no community. You're by yourself, there's only two of us were there and just fulfilling the obligations. And even Taraweeh was there, like we were broadcasting, or it was Facebook Live Taraweeh, but just...
It was just Sheikh Ahmed on his own, right?
Hafiz Ahmed Mullah Mudassir, the assistant imam there. So they, there's like two of them and the muazzin and one other brother for the cameras. So like 3-4 brothers, but mashallah, masjid can hold 500-600 people. So alhamdulillah, it's been a good to see the first day the masjid packed and people smiling and happy and mashallah, they missed last year and now we got that sort of...
There's definitely a vibe on the street, so to speak.
There definitely is.
But in defense of last year's Ramadan, I actually loved it. But that was because I was at home. There's no invitations. You're not going out anywhere. Just do.
You don't go to Taraweeh anyway, so it doesn't make a difference.
Well,
I did something. No, I don't know.
Oh, look, this black guy says I don't pray Taraweeh. Well, I actually do. Sometimes.
Yeah. You run out at 8,
No. 8. Oh, the longest of.
I used to tell off the people, and I stopped doing it now. Well, a few years ago, I used to tell the people who run out because we do 20. Other mosques do 8, but at 20, what made me angry was the guy. We do 20. We're doing 20. All right, you're leaving earlier. If you're doing 8, whatever amount you want to do, the problem is you go stand outside and have a smoke.
Yeah.
You're standing and having a smoke.
Yeah.
You could be standing in salat, and you don't have to do anything salat. So those are the having a coffee with your mates, talking outside was what bothered me. I found that disrespectful. But other than that, alhamdulillah, look, COVID, last 1 year, and however long this now, they're saying with the vaccine that not everyone's going to get vaccinated by the end of 2021.
Definitely not.
Yeah, so this is
Definitely not.
like I keep saying, this is going to be around for a while. We're going to be going through this it's going to be a while, before we actually things normalize. And
Well, because of this whole vaccinations issue and the whole world is rife with COVID at the moment, there was something about borders won't be open until 2024. The only border that we've got open is New Zealand.
yeah,
There was a bubble.
2024, wow.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How was your Ramadan last year?
Very, very, very quiet. I'm actually glad that we're sort of going back to normal. I miss, like what Malana was saying, the whole atmosphere of being in the masjid, Taraweeh, just the community buzz.
There is definitely a buzz in the community, mashallah. Is it 8 or 20? Are we going to go there?
No. It's not even worth. Be easy. This year, I'm taking it easy on the hardcore masail, and I think we have to be forgiving a little bit this year. Yeah. We're just happy to see each other.
Yeah.
Yeah,
after a long time.
mashallah, man.
Alhamdulillah.
Mashallah. Let's hope it stays that way through Ramadan as well.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. Programs have started in various masjids. People are doing summaries of that's pretty become a common feature now, doing khulasa.
And there's been some
I'm not sure if other
impressive
masjids, and I think we were the first one to be doing it for many, many years. We've been doing it, a summary of the Taraweeh.
That
I
night?
think- yeah, like we do it, what we're reading that night, we do it. But this year, my focus is more on, I'll be doing it most of Ramadan, which is the ahkam al-Quran, the rulings of the Quran, the do's and don'ts in the Quran, the hukms.
As
So
in
you'll be doing
how to
that's
read it?
what they- every
Or?
day.
No, the hukms, the laws in the Quran.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So, because you can focus on different aspects. We only got 20 minutes to half an hour before the Taraweeh. So, focus on one aspect of the Quran is put the laws out in the community so we know what the parameters of Sharia and the laws of Allah divine laws are, regardless of the society we live in and so forth. We should know what Allah's expectation for us, what we are supposed to either practice or make effort towards.
That's a massive topic, though.
It is, but
The
the ayat.
Quran a way of life, so every law out there.
No, there's specific ahkam, like specific rulings, laws. Yeah, like laws, like for example, the capital punishment is a specific law. Fasting in Ramadan is a specific law.
Okay.
Praying 5 times salat is a specific law.
What? Praying 5 times salat?
Yeah, mashallah.
You've got jokes today.
I'm on a roll.
Mashallah. Allah accept us. Juma is also
He has
fard.
no idea how to react right now.
Juma is
Because
also
he doesn't know if I'm serious or not.
Juma is also fard. No, you're joking.
Juma
But
is
Juma is
fard?
also, yeah, it's also good. It's good to do. It's good to
Yeah,
pray.
but Juma's not fard,
It's good to pray.
Isn't Juma
I'll
fard?
start. The brother who doesn't know anything about Islam, but it's good to pray. You
Mashallah.
connect to God.
Really? Every day?
Yeah. Huh?
Every day?
Every day. Yeah.
Do you Muslims pray 5 times a day?
Yeah. There's a
Half
guy.
times a day.
How do you get the time?
I remember this Scottish guy. Can't do Scottish accent, but I remember at work. I was going for a
Try it. I want you to try it.
Just say,
No, he
No,
said
come
to
on.
me, I used to go and pray in the stationery cabinet, or like there's like a room, and I used to put my prayer mat there and pray, and he goes, "That's too much faith," or something like that. That's too much, and I go, "All right." So anyway, it's a call center a long time ago in St Kilda, but
Good old days, huh?
yeah,
Or the bad old days, whatever you want to call it.
But anyway, so the Hilal discussions are there. MashaAllah, this year people seem to be, I don't know, it's maybe my understanding, but a lot of people are invested in discussing the Hilal.
yeah.
I think they're trying to understand how is it possible when the visibility maps and so forth are showing that pretty much you can't see anything till the east coast of United States, how we're having Eid or how we're having Ramadan starting. I follow the Hilal sighting in Australia only. Some people follow the region, some people follow globally, some people follow calculations.
I remember we discussed that a few weeks ago.
For me, all the Hilal sightings are legitimate, whether you follow the region or the thing. But I think there's some pressure, social pressure, for some people trying to get everybody on the same page, all the Hilal people on the same page, and not necessarily to do what is most correct, the most right thing. I think the pressure is to unite.
But if you're saying all the Hilal people, don't you mean everybody that sights the moon? So we're going to sight the moon.
No, but some people follow
regional
Australian, or in global, right? I eliminate the global one because what I say is 12 months a year, you have to have a consistent system 12 months a year if Ramadan is in June or Ramadan is in December, right? So for example, when we're doing in Australia, we wait till Perth. Perth is the final place we wait for because that's the last place.
There's a port up the top.
Port Hedland,
Port Hedland.
yeah, whatever on the west coast. West coast. The last place that is there that we wait for, Port Hedland, whatever is Fremantle, whatever it is that we wait for. Is Fremantle Adelaide? Is that Australia?
That's Western Australia.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah. No,
Dockers, Fremantle Dockers, AFL.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, we wait for Western Australia, the last place, and then once it's gone past, not our problem. Whatever happens in the rest of the world, that's their thing. So the practical, it works. For 30 years we've been doing it. We wait for all the cities, Darwin, Alice Spring. Yeah, we're stretching a little bit time-wise. But in summer, when Ramadan comes in summer, we'll be waiting till midnight, 12:30.
Just from WA.
Wow.
WA. So if you're going to take it from anywhere else, you better be ready to go down to Fajr like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning.
You got like 1 minute to pray 20 rakats.
Exactly, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So
I'll give it a go, mate.
Beyond that time zone, it's just pushing it, and you can't bring the community board. You can't start Taraweeh. You know,
how do you communicate with people?
1 o'clock in the morning and so forth.
and-
So it's not a practical. It's not a practical solution. As for following the region, like Fiji, New Zealand really won't never see it before us. They're always behind us in everything. Then and Indonesia, except in being progressive and but anyway, being nice to their citizens. But
they're amazing to this. And COVID, they're the first country that was just
zero
out of COVID, and just chilled.
And but Indonesia and these, the only thing that matters in the region, is, my opinion, is Indonesia. That's all that matters. If Indonesia can get it right. And I say it because they've got a lot of issues. Like all the official groups come negative, and then some random average
why
mode.
Indonesia? Sorry, why
Yeah,
Indonesia?
Because it eclipses everything in the region.
Why?
Is that
Because the population, 250
Yeah,
million.
but what's numbers got to do with it?
Listen, it's not numbers.
I'm listening.
Numbers do matter. Like there's Muslims living in Hong Kong,
Okay.
right? Is Hong Kong ever going to see the Hilal that Indonesia doesn't see? Not really. Or it's like Brunei, like these are spots. Singapore, give you an
Yeah,
idea.
but shouldn't-
Singapore, will Singapore ever see the Hilal and Indonesia doesn't see it? Indonesia surrounds Singapore, so Singapore becomes irrelevant.
No, but the point is, if you're talking about Indonesia, the population, are we
Because
looking at?
first is our closest neighbor, like in distance wise, proximity.
So you're talking from a region
It's
point
the
of view.
biggest, yeah. It's a biggest Muslim country. So those who want to follow the region, because there's some breakaway groups of Hilal that want to follow the region, but they're not consistent. Like, and they don't know the local system. Like now there was an announcement. Now there's a confusion, right? I was just looking at now. We're recording this on Tuesday night, right?
Monday night.
Sorry.
Monday night.
Monday night.
Sorry, Monday night. Monday night. So the Hilal hasn't been in
What have you been
Australia.
up to last
So the
night, mate?
Hilal side is in Australia, including myself, and announced that we are starting Ramadan on Wednesday, inshallah. While
Inshallah.
the people follow ANIC, Board of Imams, this organization who follow predetermined and calculation based, it hasn't been seen anywhere in the world, but it was predetermined many days ago. That's their system, and so forth. They're following, but then there's another group in the Hilal, or some people. A lot of their things, what I notice is it's not necessarily about doing the right thing. It's more about pressure to match the ANIC one with the regional one. It's like sort of forcing it. So it's not about doing the right thing. It's about, I believe it's not about doing, I think it's a lot of social
But
pressure.
that's your opinion.
That's my opinion, yeah, 100%. I believe it. Because I can't see why you're pushing for something you don't even know the full details of. Like, you know a couple of guys in Hong Kong, you know a couple of guys in Singapore. Singapore is never going to see it because of the city lights. It's a city. It's a big
It's a metropolis.
it's a metropolis. You're never going to see the Hilal. Where Indonesia, you got farming. Yeah, Indonesia's got a chance. But the visibility maps are saying it's impossible to see it.
In Indo.
And the official astronomers never see it, but some blokes turn up and they go to the court and then they get accepted without much due process. It's it's known.
That's in Indonesia.
Indonesia. I was speaking to a brother, early Indonesian brother, who explained because he's got intimate connection with these organizations, the official government organizations, got friends who work in there. And they were explaining like they have a frustration as well because they have the official, actual, not amateur astronomers, professional astronomers. And they go out and they come back negative. They take the pictures and everything with these CCD cameras, and it's a very sensitive. Like they can capture images that you can't see with naked eye. And he goes,
Is that even allowed though?
well, you can. There's maybe probably ikhtilaf on that, but even they take it and say, no, you can't be seen. It's not possible to see it. Like even with them, which is more than a human.
And so if some random from the village comes and says, I saw the moon.
How can he see it when even that
But if he
CCD
says that, you're saying it gets accepted.
it gets accepted?
Subhanallah.
Yeah. And Fiji has a very simplistic system from what I hear in terms of the Hilal and so forth. So bottom line is, for absolute guarantee, better to have one in your own jurisdiction only and stick to that. You know,
That's the Australian
yeah,
one.
that's the safest one. But those who follow the region, they in concept it's correct, but in practicality, you guys don't know nothing what's happening there. You don't know on the ground. You don't know the politics. You don't know corruptions. You don't know if you have a country of 200 million plus. How many good people are there? How many bad people there? Imagine if
They're all good people.
even if I was talking to the brother. I said if Indonesia is anything like Pakistan, where I'm from, in a country of 200 million, which is getting close to similar populations, even if you have 0.1% people that are corrupt,
Yeah, that's a lot of people
that's
that are corrupt.
if you get 0.5%, half of a percent, that's how much is that? That's 1 million people.
Yeah.
There's 1 million people out of every 200, one guy's corrupt. That's possible. That's a lot of people. So
A lot of husnas for Pakistan and Indonesia happening right now.
yeah. But the point being is that look, you need a system 12 months a year. Imagine Ramadan and Eid 12 months a year. How are you going to do it practically? That's what I said about New Zealand. I told the brothers in New Zealand, don't follow Australia because if we have Ramadan or Eid in summer, you'll be waiting for us. Like we're waiting for Perth, and then
Yeah.
it'll be Fajr already in New Zealand by the time we get to Perth, almost.
2 hours, 4 hours, about 6 hours.
Yeah,
that's right.
almost. We're getting in that.
Yeah.
So how are you going to get the whole community fast and do Taraweeh 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock? It's not going to work. It's not a practice. The brother was saying, like I was talking to his brother, and he's saying probably the East Coast or something like that, the cities. But then again, the East Coast people are waiting for Perth. So we'll be fasting, but you're using our sighting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is kind of weird. It's not a foolproof thing. Anyway, this is all messy and it's new world problems. But anyway, alhamdulillah, Ramadan Mubarak to everybody, Ramadan Kareem to everybody. And,
Ramadan Mubarak,
in
bro.
and till Wednesday, Shaban Mubarak. And
Inshallah.
that's a message I send because when the Hilal is not seen. But mashallah, may Allah subhanahu give us, bless us what remains
Ameen.
in Shaban and make us reach the month of Ramadan as the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
And how has your Shaban been, Lata?
It's been chaotic. I just had a baby. As
Mashallah.
you guys all know.
That's right.
And
Mabruk.
then-
We have a new addition to the Lata clan.
Yeah, and then
What's his surname, bro?
surname?
I don't
it's,
even-
It's my name, Muhammad Sham.
What's Lara?
That's his first name.
That's my first name.
So no,
Are
Muhammad.
you serious?
Lara Muhammad Sham.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Asking, like, you know, you confuse me, Muhammad Sham. So yeah, no, I know that your name is Lara, but
3 years later, what's your surname?
my name is
sorry,
Khalid.
brother. Nice to meet you.
My first name's not Maulana. Anyway, yeah, but
Oh, that
all
was
right.
gold.
So Lara Muhammad
Sham.
Sham
Muhammad Dash Sham.
Sham.
Sham, yeah.
All right.
Like
Not Shazam.
Like the area.
I had this guy, I remember back in university, like it was Muhammad Abdul Wajid Mirza, right? So
Yeah.
Abdul Wajid. So people used to call me Abdul Wajid. Then it got shortened to Abdul.
Yeah.
And then it got shortened to Abs. But I had a friend of mine, Vietnamese friend, and same situation, known him for like 3 years or whatever. And one day I'm sitting there and he's calling, I go, bro, what are you calling me? It registered. And he goes, you do. And all our friends are there. Right? And he goes, your name, isn't it you do? I go, what are you talking about? And everyone's like, it's Abdul. He's like, what? The shock on his face. Okay, if you've been calling me Yudu for 3 years, and he's like,
Why would you call Yudu?
Because he thought Abdul. He just thought Yudu.
He
That's
just
what he
heard
thought
that in
one
his
day.
ear. Like,
He just thought I was some exotic Indian with a name called
Yudu.
Yudu.
I do, you do.
He was a funny bloke. Sorry, going back to your chaos. The baby, how's the baby going?
the baby's going good, mashallah.
What's his name?
Named him Noon. I think we spoke about that last.
I think we deleted that one.
Oh, we deleted it.
we never went to YouTube. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Anyways,
it wasn't exciting.
I didn't hear
wasn't
it. So I didn't hear
Yeah.
it.
that's all right. I know my life's not that exciting.
Your life
Yeah.
is okay.
Yeah,
So
I'm
Noon,
pretty babe.
we got Noon Muhammad Sham.
Noon Muhammad Sham.
MashaAllah.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. And then straight after that, I had to move houses, which is I was telling
That's
Maulana
right.
before, like it's one of the most painful things that you can go through,
Yeah.
and especially if you're doing it alone, because like my wife is out
With the baby.
So
You didn't even call us, man. I was telling you to give us a call.
I didn't call you.
When?
I'm like, hey, assalamu alaikum, you know, I'm moving.
No,
house.
you texted me. You said Monday night might need some help, and then I didn't get a text about
Just the
that
mic, man.
with the delivery.
Nah, it's all right. I mean, I've done most of it. Now it's just cleaning up
Okay.
the boxes and
Oh, in
and-
the new house.
yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what are you doing with the boxes?
Selling it back.
Oh, can you do that?
Yeah, where I got it from, they've got like a. Hang on, let me fix this mic. There we go. They've got like a buyback.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not going to get much. They cost me $50, so I'll probably get like $10.
Just time
No,
it.
because I was going to say we've got.
Just let it go.
We've got the bonfire in the backyard.
Move it from over there, the arm. Yeah.
You have to come closer to me to be on camera.
Yeah.
It's this. It's slowly.
It's fine.
There we go.
Fine now.
The struggle is real. First world problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I was going to say if you've got the boxes and you can't
Just
get rid
talk
of
into
them.
the mic, please. Because sorry, but you're
He did the same thing
when
last
he,
week.
When he looks at you, like you don't have to look at him. You know.
It's just, of course he does. He's
Yeah.
captivated.
Yeah,
Right?
he's mashallah. I can't help it.
Yeah.
No, I was
Yeah.
going to say if you can't get rid of the boxes or whatever can be burnt, bring it around to my joint. We've got the bonfire in the backyard.
We might need
Yeah.
some of the boxes because we got to do the studio here. So
I've got plenty.
yeah. No, I need to we need to spray paint the doors. So like we're gonna have our background for our studio is gonna be we're gonna go get some doors
Yep.
and just spray paint them different colors and warm colors and
I think every person should personalize a door.
what do you mean?
Yeah,
With
that's
what?
a good idea.
I want
Just
I want
something
black,
personal.
pink.
No.
As
Get
soon
out of
as I
here.
said that, no.
Why
And
pink?
yellow.
No, that's disturbing. That's
That's my point.
I went into a house once for rental, and the room was painted dark purple, and that was just some devil worshippers were in there or something. You know, it was just
Oh man, I've
Yeah, that's
been in a
scary.
devil, I have been in a devil worshipper's
I'll
house.
I'll let you know
Why?
what colors are going to get.
So scary.
Why? As soon as I hear any sort of devil worshipping related whatever, I'm out of there.
Bro, it was the scariest house
Why'd
I've
you
ever
go?
walked into. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
It was a scary, scary house. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, I got out of there on time.
Alhamdulillah.
And then the guy's telling me all the stories the next day about
So anyway, so
Sorry.
you're moving.
moved. How's the move?
Where'd you move to? How far?
Closer, Glenroy. So I went from Essendon to Glenroy, which is I think it's much better to raise a family around Glenroy because there's Muslims as well. There's at least a
There's,
community of
well, there's
Muslims.
definitely a lot more Muslims in Glenroy.
Yeah, like I don't think I've been in Essendon for 2 years, and the only Muslim I've met is my next door neighbor, like in that whole area. Like, yeah, so I hardly see Muslims, which is and now my neighbor to my left and right, both Muslims, alhamdulillah,
MashaAllah.
and across the road.
Oh, that's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's nice. Yeah, it feels like a home, or like somewhere where you can raise a family.
So this is like a permanent move, like a long-term move.
Yeah, long term, but I don't know if it's permanent,
Yeah.
but long term definitely.
So Lata is
Excellent.
the advocate for non-assimilation. He's the poster child
I've
for
assimilated enough.
non-assimilation. We are not. We want to live in our own ghettos, in our own
I was just about to say.
gentrified, or what do you call them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Pauline Hans will be very happy to hear.
These Muslims,
Yeah, they don't want to live with us. They want to integrate. They don't want to change.
Pauline Hanson would be shocked if she came to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would.
100% she's been
She'd be
here.
terrified.
Where is she?
Is she from Queensland?
She made the halal snack pack famous.
Yeah, no, I know, but she was. Where was she in Queensland? It's a country town, isn't it? It's near Brisbane somewhere.
I can't even remember.
Not Tamworth. Not starts with G or something.
Do you remember when she first came out? Everybody was like, she's only here for one term. She'll be out.
Yeah.
There's no way she's got a future. Next minute, Pauline Hanson's political party.
Oh no, she's a senator. She's there, but she does represent a certain voice that it does exist in Australia, and the silent majority.
Far North Queensland.
No, no, not exactly. I think she does. She represents much more. The fact that she exists and she has supporters all over Australia, there is a
Yeah.
May
yeah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give everyone hidayah.
I mean.
I mean,
Even Pauline.
I mean.
You know the guy I make dua for a lot that I
Ameen.
used to, especially when when you're young and you start coming into
Sister
deen or
Pauline.
whatever.
Sister
No, Sister Pauline. She practiced
the
with
ladies section's over there. Ladies with wearers over there.
when I
Anyway.
when you come into deen and you will not come start praying and practicing or whatever. The one guy that I used to make a lot of dua for was Jimmy Barnes.
Jimmy Barnes.
Really?
Yeah, I used to. I love cold chisel, man. There's something about Barnesy, and I'd always be like when you're praying and all that with the ikhlas, ya Allah, please give Jimmy Barnes and cold chisel hidayah.
It's weird, the attachment. There's a brother I know had really like so much fikr for one cricketer. There was one person I met had so much fikr for Diana.
Princess Diana.
Yeah, Princess Diana. So much. It's an old.
Did
I think
she die as a Muslim? Is that why she got?
a
Is that
lot
why
of
she
them.
was
A
killed?
lot of them. We don't know, but
Are we going to go there?
yeah. But he was he's an old guy. He was in love, I think, with her, and he just wanted her to become Muslim. And he was
Subhanallah.
but it was such since he was telling, the way he was telling. I think he passed away himself now. But he had so much fikr, so much worry and concern for her. But anyway,
There's a lot of people who have worry and concern for her.
yeah.
Even my mum and my auntie were talking about her the other day, and my auntie was like, "I love that woman so much." And
Really?
yeah.
Subhanallah.
But they weren't in Australia at that time, so they heard of her in Ethiopia.
Yeah. I mean, we were.
She was such an international, well-known. She was so
Yeah, she
recognized. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because she hugged that kid from AIDS that had AIDS.
I don't think it was just because of that. I think yeah, they
no,
call it.
that came out wrong. No, one of the. I was like, did he just say that? That came out wrong.
No, because when the AIDS
what I meant.
epidemic started.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just clarify what I was trying to say.
people didn't know. Like with COVID, very similar maybe. Like people don't want to touch each
They
other.
didn't want to
They
touch
don't-
anyone with AIDS.
yeah, they thought it was contagious, and
That's what I
so
was trying to say, bro.
so she went to a hospital. When she went to a hospital, I think she held a hand or something.
No,
or-
she hugged
yeah,
the
yeah,
kid.
and then that
Destigmatized it.
Yeah,
the HIV.
just one movement. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
and it
act.
became a global sensation. The fact that she did that.
Yeah,
That is what I meant, not because she hugged that kid.
Your comment. You know who your comment reminded me of?
Pauline Hanson.
Nah, Prince Philip. He's got a lot of outlandish comments that he.
the late Prince Philip, the husband of the Queen of Australia. Yeah, I remember one English brother. He said, so he started Australia. He goes, "Oh yeah, you're still under us." And after the remember the
Yeah, well, they still call it the colonies in the UK.
oh, is it?
Yeah, you're going heading over to the colonies, are we?
Yeah. Oh, that's not. We're a federation, man. Get out of here for 100 years, more than 100 years. But anyway, but he had some classics. What did he tell? Some of them we can't say, repeat, but he had some unbelievable comments.
Oh,
He's actually a funny guy. Kevin Rudd, he said about him, he was doing an interview the other day, and he said, look, and he's a Republican, Labor is pretty Republican, but he said that one thing you got to give the guy was like he had a good sense of humor, and Aussies like, especially crude humor. Yeah. Aussies love
what
it.
did he say? That the reason parents send their children to school is because they don't want them to at home. And he said that to Malala Yousafzai.
Who was like basically survived an assassination attempt.
Still went to school.
And yeah. There's a couple of other ones. I'm trying to remember I read them the other day.
I've got a few on my phone.
Yeah.
I've got a few saved on my phone.
Yeah, read a couple of them if you don't mind.
Here we go. Let's fill up. Okay, I'll filter them.
There's someone watching.
Yeah,
at home
read the
going,
PC.
My filtering and your filtering are two very different things.
Let me have a.
I got this.
All right, go for it.
Marlon was nervous. It's like, let me.
No, he's very nervous right now. No, I'll filter it. I'll filter it very well. Okay, there's a lot of your family in tonight. After glancing at business chief Atul Patel's name badge during a 2009 Buckingham Palace reception for 400 influential British Indians to meet the royal couple. Yeah, there's a lot of Patels in India and in the UK especially.
It's like nonchalant.
Because I heard these so many times now that.
How do you keep the natives of the booze long enough to pass the test? Asked of a Scottish driving instructor in 1995. That's a legit question that he asked.
Yeah. I mean, he's 99 years old, so 99 years old means what? Like he's born in what? 1920, 1940. 1920.
Put it this
21.
way.
1920.
21. He was an adult. He served in World War II.
He was there when the Japanese surrendered.
Oh, he was actually there?
He was actually there when the Japanese surrendered, and then afterwards when he went back with the Queen after he married her.
Yeah.
To just, visit the country, he was asked, "Have you been here before?" And he said no. And then he said later on to the British, "See, I do have tact." He didn't want to say I was here when you guys surrendered to us. Oh, this one.
Yeah.
You managed not to get eaten then. To a British student who trekked in Papua New Guinea during an official visit in 1998. That's what makes it worse. It's the
well, they do have cannibals still, but there's one tribe still left for cannibals. No, the best one is that kid that want to be astronaut. What did he say to him?
You're too fat to be an astronaut.
You're too fat to be an astronaut.
Because the kid told him he wants to go to space.
Oh, no.
It's brutal.
Anyway.
Can you imagine saying that now? You can be whatever you want to be.
Oh, now, no way, man.
Even you can go to space.
You'd be cancelled.
I mean, even you can go to space. Read between the lines.
I don't know which one is more offensive.
Oh, yeah. Why? How are you taking that one?
Don't worry.
MashaAllah. What else happened this week? I
I
went boogie boarding.
MashaAllah.
Last Thursday, we looked at the weather.
Where?
Torquay. It was nice. Good. It was good. The waves were nice, man.
Yeah.
The waves were really nice. And it was 27. Like,
Don't
we're sitting
ask.
here Monday.
This 2 days.
Minus 4,000 degrees right now, even in here, hence the puffy jacket.
It's last.
And like,
came
in
out of
Melbourne,
nowhere.
it's either hot or it's not.
It just came out of nowhere. 2 days we've been freezing. Now it's
came
like,
from,
like we've accepted. We've resigned to the fact now we're in winter.
We're in winter.
Yeah.
We really
but
are.
literally 2 days ago, it was actually nice.
That's what Melbourne does, though. It just
yesterday just
hits you
kicked
out of
in.
nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to. We were going to go bush, but just times didn't match with this, with a few different things that were going on. So we just decided to go for a day trip,
Nice.
and I'm so glad we did it. Like, just enjoying that heat, enjoying the weather. The water was
The last
freezing.
bit of heat. Yeah.
The
How
water
the
was
waves?
freezing.
How the
The
waves?
waves were amazing.
Yeah.
The waves were amazing. Like, just catch them straight.
Can you
in.
surf?
Not surf.
Actual surf?
I need to learn how to surf. We've got a surfboard at home.
Yeah.
It just needs the strap fixed.
I know somebody. There's a brother. I know him. I met him a few times, and he's a surfer from Dandenong.
Yeah,
Afghan guy.
we want to learn. That's the thing.
He's a apparently proper surfer. So
I think next summer we have to do that. We've got a longboard
Yeah.
at home.
my
So
problem
the
is I'm
missus
so
does anyway.
getting back on the board once I fall off.
I just got.
Mate, I'm
this-
just thinking, how you going to get on that board?
I just got this image
my
of a
knees.
bunch of brothers with
I'll
like
do girl-
jubbas and then toppies just
Two girls
surfing.
surfing on my knees.
That's not girl surfing. Have you seen some of how amazing some of these girls are?
I don't look at girls, but surfing.
of
But
course
they you know, like girl push-ups. That's
Bro. I'm not
we're
even
just
going to bite.
joking.
I'm
People
not
can
even
just
going there.
just joking.
Right, mashallah.
Yeah.
No, it was, the waves were good. The weather
Yeah.
was good. The sand was good. Took the kid. It was first trip to the beach.
Yeah,
The new baby, however, he didn't surf. He stayed in his bassinet. I don't think he was ready for that yet.
yeah.
It was just nice.
Just put him into
Put him in the bassinet, send him out to Port Phillip Bay. We'll see you in 20 years, my child. But in
Let's
the,
arrive at Dan Andrews' house. Some people say he's like an antichrist, you know, or the Pharaoh or whatever, you know, he's a tyrant. Hey, he's been quiet. I haven't seen him.
He's sick.
He's back.
No,
broke
is
his
he
he
back?
said he's back.
No, I know that, but he hasn't recovered.
He's in
yet?
recovery.
He's still
Oh,
recovering.
okay.
Yeah.
That like when you back pain is pretty intense when you hurt your back. That's a pretty big thing. And it's not back pain. He's actually damaged it.
Okay.
May Allah give him shifa. and
He
hidayah.
he went through surgery, didn't he? Had to do surgery on his back.
I'm not sure if they've done the surgery.
Okay.
I know they were going to do it at, what is it? The Prince Alfred or whatever it is?
Okay.
Not at the Prince Philip. There isn't a Prince Philip hospital yet.
They'll probably make one now.
Not at the Royal Melbourne.
I don't think Australians will invest anything into the Royals now. Basically, it's on the way to becoming a republic, but you know,
Inshallah.
yeah, the good, all the drama with you know, the
Harry and Meghan.
Harry and Meghan,
Harry
and
and
also
Megs.
and what's the brother's name? William.
Andrew.
No, William and Harry were the two best ambassadors for the royal family.
Yeah.
And what happened was that the new generation that's growing up, because they were seeing them and these, like, you know, young, good-looking people, that sort of stuff, and so youth resonated with them. So they were the best marketing thing for the continuity of royalty. But now that they're having all these dramas, you know,
Well, they got some serious dramas happening.
yeah,
Even
so-
behind the scenes.
yeah.
Do you guys
So-
do you guys remember the 1998 referendum that we went through? Where we
Yeah.
Do you think another one will happen?
Yeah, well, eventually, it's inevitable.
to.
But
Yeah.
the way he set it up, John Howard was smart. He's a royalist, you know. So
Yeah, he's very much.
So
in the
what
royal
he did
camp.
was he set it up in a way that we were voting for, and Australians didn't like it. The reason why I rejected it was not because of support for but it was royalty. It was because the parliament will choose the president,
Yeah. Okay.
and that was people didn't like that. The way he set up the game that they will choose, not the people.
Not the people.
And the people say, stuff this, you know, like we're not going to be party to this process, you know. So that's why they rejected. They didn't reject the actual concept. Majority of Australians are Republicans.
But really, what impact will it have on us anyway?
Not much, really.
Life will go on.
Some say
The
that it
only
might
thing
be
is-
actually be bad for the democracy when we don't have that oversight from overseas or something. I don't know. Like there's views on like the stability that the royal family offers.
Well, the history of Britain compared
Yeah.
to the history of Australia.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I suppose that might be in there.
yeah.
What about yourself? Anything new happening with you this week apart from Ramadan?
Nothing
How-
really
how's
nice.
Your, how's your wheelbarrow in your backyard going?
Which wheelbarrow? My my
rusted
art,
wheelbarrow.
my rusty
Art.
rusty art.
You need to put that as a photo on the thumbnail.
Huh?
Your rustic art
my
wheelbarrow.
rusty wheelbarrow front part, which I put as a garden ornament. But
Yes. Hey, I forgot to ask you, what's going to happen to the pigeon?
I don't know.
you left it behind.
Do you
Yeah,
see that
well-
sadness, that deep sigh? He's actually thought about it.
Yeah, like if I could catch him, yeah, I'd definitely do it. But I just don't know how to catch birds. literal
Ask
birds.
the uncle in Doncaster. He used to catch pigeons and eat them. And then the council.
Really?
Yeah, you got to find. I mentioned it before. He set up this like perfect,
Oh, yeah,
like the
that's
rolling
right.
hill coming up. So he had like a net set up and just used to catch pigeons and eat them. Then someone told the council, you know. Yeah.
The pigeons are going
All these
to
brothers getting in trouble with the councils. Another brother, he used to smoke meat in his backyard. Then he decided to he realized he was actually good at it. So he started smoking meat, dry meat, like South African style or whatever it was, or like Bosnian. I think it was Bosnian. So he started doing, then he put a sign for sale at the front.
Oh,
Health inspectors. yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You smoked meat once, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it for my dad, rahimahullah. Like I got a top side and smoked it. Like there's a difference between barbecuing and grilling, which is the American terms.
The Texas barbecue, yeah?
That's the American concept of barbecue. What we call barbecue in Australia is grilling in America. And then there's barbecue where they smoke it and you cook it like for 8 hours, 10 hours, 16 hours, 2 days. And they age the meat before as well. And there's a whole, like it's a whole work. It's like
even selecting the wood is important as well.
So I got like chicory, whatever, chips of wood. And you can buy it from Bunnings. And smoked it for like 8 hours, started like before Fajr. And then my father, rahimahullah, he came at lunchtime and he loved it. Then he sliced it. And it looks like it's pinkish, but it's cooked right through. And it's so tasty.
Really?
He put it in bread and sandwiches. He loved it.
Have you still got the smoker?
Yeah, I do.
I think Ramadan.
One night. Let me. I think that's a good idea. I can do it one Tuesdays or Thursdays. I might set it all up and
work it out. We'll be there.
Like I'll start in suhoor time and then till inshallah. I'll have to start like early in the morning. But you got to like be there the whole day, adjusting it and temperature adjustment. Yeah, it's got to be like 70 degrees or something plus. And
do it.
But what I want to get is, and I told Maulana Abdul Karim, because he works in a friend. He works in the halal meat industry or something, like as an inspector or something. So I said I want a brisket. So brisket is like the under this area here.
Brisket's delicious.
You know what that just reminded me of? Young Sheldon. I don't know if you know that.
I don't watch shows back
gays. That TV show.
Yeah. Straight. Okay. Anyway, moving right along. Let's just go straight over the top of that. I'm going to keep talking until you get back to your brisket.
Support for LGBT bothers me. But anyway, it stresses me out. But anyway, Allah give me that. But what I was going to say was that the brisket, like you can do it in the oven as well, but that's smoking, but you got to cook it and you got to age it a bit as well. There's a whole.
We have now become a cooking show.
Yeah, so we're gonna make a he can get that cut for me. He said so. Inshallah, I hope he can get it. Then if he can get that, then I'll do it straight away. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah, proper. You got to like do rub on it, like put spice on it, then wash it off, leave it for 12 hours.
Could you support is bothering him while he's talking about rubbing brisket? Right here, bro.
Oh, come on. Anyway. So that's
let's do it this Ramadan where we're expecting a brisket.
I think this Ramadan we should focus on ibadah.
He doesn't want to rub the brisket. We want you to rub the brisket.
You made it a bit weird. You made that rubbing the brisket very weird now. Anyway,
speaking of rubbing the brisket, Ben Robert Smith, what's going on there?
Oh, that guy's Australian's top
military decorated officer,
living officer, and the stuff that he got up to,
or allegedly got up to.
Got up to, and all there's pictures of him as dressed in KKK.
Well, he's with the guy that's dressed as KKK.
They're doing some party,
and they're drinking from the prosthetic of someone that he's killed.
Yeah,
it's pretty full on.
Yeah, of course, man. These guys are like most of them are meatheads anyway. And on top of that, you're
in that constant high stress, high level, just that environment.
Yeah. And you'd be desensitized where you're just seeing people, dying in front of you, and then now you've got to be politically correct. Yeah.
Yeah,
so it'd be impossible.
Look, it's a weird thing because there are Muslims, like in Australia, some Muslim organizations are encouraging Muslims to join the ADF and so forth. And that's a problematic area.
It is because we fight Muslims. Most of our wars are against Muslims.
Unfortunately. So what's the hukum of that? It'll be haram to participate in that. As far as I know, that you can't go into combat. Rasulullah ﷺ said the one who raises weapons against us is not from us. He's not a Muslim. So there's serious.
And you are going to a Muslim country anyway. Peacekeeping or whatever you want to call it.
What did you do? Reserves or something?
Reserves.
What's the difference between reserves and when can the reserves be called?
Anytime.
Even in Afghanistan and stuff?
Yeah, the reserves went to Afghanistan.
So how did you get out of it?
I hurt my back. I didn't get out of it. I actually it was medical. I genuinely hurt my back.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I'd still be in there.
Like bone spurs.
Bro, that was from a last...
it wasn't Trump got bone spurs in Vietnam.
Nah, bro. I
just got back. He got back injury.
I got back spurs. No. I actually volunteered. It was a volunteer thing.
Yeah.
Got into it. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala...
How many years were there? How many years?
A series of events happened where, thinking back now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just made certain things happen at certain times, even the whole time I was there during certain courses or whatever, to get me out.
What was the best part of it?
The training. It's bro, it was amazing. Like if it was halal, I'd be there. I'd get all my kids to sign up, even my daughter. Right?
Really?
It's just that waking up, that discipline aspect, because I'm not very disciplined. I mean,
Yeah.
you know me.
I mean, how do they wake you up?
By screaming.
Oh, it's like the TV shows and the programs,
boot
the drill
camp-
sergeants and
Boot camp is the TV show,
Yeah.
really,
except probably more.
really.
But do you know how many push-ups I did? At the start of this 2-week boot camp, I was struggling to do 2 or 3 push-ups. The idea in boot camp is you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
You don't become. It's called the heat seeker. You don't become the heat seeker. And as you know, I'm very good at that, keeping my mouth shut. So it was always Mirza, give me 2. And after the first time when you do it, and they're like, man, this guy can only do 2 push-ups, you get picked on.
Oh,
By the end of it, I was doing 50, not a problem. That's in 2 weeks.
bloody hell.
I'm not joking.
Oh, it takes
I was doing
that.
50, not a problem.
Oh my god.
Every Mirza, give me 10. I'm like, Sarge, I can't even do 2. Like,
Yeah.
well, you're gonna have to do it till you do it. But it's the discipline that you because the thing is, after boot camp, you're responsible
Yeah.
for waking up at all hours or whatever
Oh,
it
wow.
is.
Yeah.
Learning. I remember one of the best nights that I ever had was orienteering through the Aussie bush. Night was so black. You put your hand. Literally, I checked this in front of your face. You can't see your hand, and you're on your own. Like there's some amazing stuff, and then obviously firing all the weapons.
What is it about that? That's so.
I think it's a.
Is it a guy thing?
No,
It's a.
Oh, the women.
it's a
are
power thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's amazing. It's quite intense. Like, and we're only firing at targets.
And what weapons were we firing?
Ostire is the standard Australian issue military weapon, and then
Yep.
you've got I think the Minimi machine. This was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Machine gun, and I fired a rocket launcher. I've thrown grenades, couple of grenades. It was good. It's good fun.
Mashallah, nice.
Right, but the thing is, again, as I said, it's not just it's not the aspect of going to war and fighting in the war. If the fighting Muslims thing wasn't there, I'd be like, yeah, everyone jump on board, because the discipline is amazing.
Yep.
You do learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
It teaches you, okay, what am I actually capable of,
Yeah.
right? And you realize you're capable of a lot more than you thought.
Oh,
And
man,
being
okay.
thrown in the deep end. That's why with the kids now, even when we go bush, I want to throw them in the deep end to do stuff and just go do it. Like last time I went, I just sent my son and daughter, I just go, I want you guys to walk up, there was this mountain where we were. I want you to follow that path, see how far it goes. I'll see you when I see you. But after like 2.5 hours, it's getting dark. I was like, oh no, they're lost. So I started getting a little bit worried. I went up the mountain and they're on the way back, and I told them, I go, you guys have been gone for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. They're like, we didn't even feel it. It was amazing. We went and saw this.
Oh,
It gives
cool.
that confidence.
Yeah.
Right. And
Mashallah.
that's something that we can do within our kids. And orienteering, that's something I want to teach them as well.
We used to do it in school.
So map
Primary-
reading,
primary school,
you know,
actually,
all
yeah.
of that. Map reading, that was
Yeah.
something I was really good at, which
Okay.
surprises me because I don't have
Right.
the patience for it.
Yeah.
But that was something that was a forte of mine.
Okay.
To find out where we're at, and you know, I'd have to do a revision right now. But looking at a map and knowing where's the mountain, which side can you climb, or whatever it is,
Yeah.
it was good fun. So,
Cool.
but in that environment, I just think to myself, okay, that's boot camp. But if you're actually out there in war and you're constantly in front of a lot of stuff happening, you don't think, okay, this is illegal, or you're not going to think this is against the Geneva Convention, because there's a lot of crap that's happening from all sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bloodlust.
That is
They
against
call
the
it
Geneva.
bloodlust.
That is against the Geneva Convention.
Yeah.
So you just do what you do because you're thinking, well, look, I'm here to help. I'm doing something good, so I can do whatever I want.
Yeah, but you got some sadists, some sickos getting there, and they
100%.
They get their
And especially
kicks,
he's an SAS officer. Now SAS is like
Next level.
if a normal infantry is say 1 on a scale of 1 to 10, SAS is 15. They're off the charts. What's required, the training that's required, the
Yeah.
discipline that's required, and this whole Ben Robert Smith thing. What makes it sad for me is you have a lot of people in the military with good attitudes, their hearts
They
in the
follow
right place.
the-
They follow the law. They actually do everything. I've met
Yeah.
some amazing officers and sergeants and you
Yeah.
know military servicemen in my time.
Yeah.
So it's a few that make the rest of the bunch look really bad.
It's the same old story.
It's like it's with
yeah.
Muslims. You get a
Yeah.
few people blowing something up. That's it. All Muslims are, you know, tarnished with the same brush. It's the same thing that happens. And so I think with this, we've got to. It's not the military. So it's not looking at the military, and saying this is a problem with the military. It's individuals.
Yeah, but Australian
And those
military
individuals
is,
are getting caught out.
unfortunately, it is a problem. Australian military itself as an institute is a problem. in terms of how it's used in international politics. That's the problem. Like internally,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
right.
but we do
the
whatever
training
America
is
wants.
the training is nice, but the problem is the training is geared to a purpose. You got out of it, but
Now, to this day, I believe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took me out of it.
yeah, whatever.
'Cause
The
otherwise I'd never
however
be
you got
out.
out of it, you got
Yeah.
out of it, whatever reason is. But the Australian army is a problem because it's a tool that's used for majority is used for against Muslims, and that's not just Muslims, even like in Zulum, pressing others. So, for example,
Well, look at East Timor.
If you look at where is in front of Coburg, what is it? Council, that monument, the little, what do you call them? The pyramid, whatever, not
The
pyramid.
obelisk.
Obelisk, yeah. What does it say on all four sides?
Never seen it.
It's all invasions of Gallipoli, Vietnam,
Okay.
two other places where they've gone and, Palestine. There's like four. I'm talking about like pre-World War II or World War II era. So, yeah, the innocent guy, the soldier that is put. Australians were used for cannon fodder until
But
literally.
you have to remember the average Australian normal Australian serviceman. They're not making the decisions. The decisions
it's irrelevant.
are made.
It's relevant.
By
That's
the
a
politicians.
that's a nice thing to say to cop out what they did in Vietnam. And
I'm not making excuses, but what I'm saying, that is the reality, though.
but it's
decisions
not
are
good
made
enough.
by the
It's not good enough.
politicians.
You're still responsible for your actions. In Islam, as a Muslim, you're responsible for your actions.
But if you're a non-Muslim,
Yeah,
you're with your government.
yeah.
You're going to believe what your government says, or hope to believe that they're doing the right thing.
I
So
think
you're
by
gonna
now,
follow them 'cause they're your
2020,
soul.
I think we've realised the governments lie to us a lot. I think even non-Muslims know that. Yeah,
Yeah, but when you're in that type of institution,
yeah.
you don't think outside the box. That's the whole
Yeah.
point of the military. That's the whole point of
But what are you saying?
drills.
Are you saying that because he wasn't making decisions that it's I don't know, like that he's not accountable?
No, I'm saying no. He is accountable because he wasn't following what.
Oh no,
was instructed to
I
him.
believe even the soldiers have gone to Afghanistan to fight foreign America's proxy wars. They're committing war crimes. They're in a foreign country. They shouldn't be there, and they're fighting on behest of the United States and so forth. And let's not speak it from they're killing Muslims, but even just from a world law, they're going there and committing oppression. The idea the soldier can say, "I'm not going to," because I'm following orders.
No, but I'm following orders is not an excuse either.
Yeah,
In the military,
yeah.
if those orders are contrary to the Geneva Convention or rules of engagement and stuff like that, that's why you have so many soldiers that go over there, especially US soldiers, and they come back and they say they just used us. It was and they
hindsight
turned-
is 2020, but you've done and killed people and destroys people's lives and living and livelihood and so forth, and you come back and feel bad about it. Well,
But that was their job.
yeah, it's irrelevant for me. In my view, that's
a lot of them
irrelevant.
do actually kill themselves as well. I mean,
Yeah, there's suicide is very high.
It's very high.
Yeah,
because they
'cause you
realize.
do- yeah.
I think that doesn't. But you can't use that as a blame on the individual. And I'm not talking about Ben Robert Smith here.
Yeah.
I'm talking about just your general normal guy. But it does come back to now, what are our politicians doing? And if we're not happy, now we're going into completely another angle.
Yeah.
How do we change the system? Right, and who's actually running the system?
I find it weird that Muslim organizations are pushing young, because I get the police force or fireys or fire department or ambulance or other services.
Police force, I
that
agree. We need more Muslims in the police force.
Yeah, I get that. That's more.
Although that sounds crazy.
That's a community thing, but going to war, Muslims going into
But
the army
what-
is problematic.
what
It's
organizations are
extreme.
pushing for that?
My dad was telling me it's a famous Pakistani Indian writer. He was telling me about this. I can vaguely remember. He was like in World War II, serving in like Iraq or somewhere, like because they were under the British. Soldiers, like millions of Indians were fighting in World War II.
Millions
in Europe.
died. Yeah, that's right. But we never hear about
They
it.
don't talk about it. And there's pictures, and so millions, not like thousands, millions.
Millions.
The Queen
Because-
had a special unit that were like Muslim Indians that used to like just guard the Queen.
No, but this is actually in the war in
That's
trenches, soldiers like. But what happened was that they had something happen. There was Italians there as well. This is in Iraq or Syria or something. So they invited the Indian soldiers who were Muslims.
Yeah.
They invited them for dinner, the Italians. And he goes, when they served this dinner, he said, "We're coming here to colonize. Like, we want a piece of the pie, carve out the Middle East or whatever, or French or whatever they were, Italian. I think they were Italian." He said, "Why are you here? Like, you're Indians, you are colonized. Now you're in the British Raj, the army, you're hired soldiers." He says, "Why are you here? And you're like, you're helping the British against your Muslim brothers. I mean, he put it in sort of, I'm paraphrasing it. And he said the food got stuck in our necks, like in our throats. He goes, when he asked that question, because it was so embarrassing. Because you're such a humiliated, degraded people that you're serving an army that kills your brothers, and you're like just a pawn being used.
What happens is in great big institutions like that, they break you, and then they remake you. And your mentality, and I'm talking about,
of course, the whole drilling, the drills.
Your mentality changes
the
to
follow orders.
That's why when I say I got out, Allah got me out, that's the truth, because I would have never left. I'm telling you now, I loved it.
Yeah.
Right. It was so much fun. There was a lot of, and you feel like you are doing something and you're achieving something, and you are going to protect the country, which, you know, at times if somebody invaded, you would.
Yeah, from the fishermen from Indonesia. Yeah. Come on, man.
No, but do you
drug dealers, I guess. It's not much.
No, but the thing is, as reserves, you don't really do much of that. But I'm trying to explain the mentality of big institutions like that.
Like how they shape you into thinking.
You get shaped, you get broken, and then you get reshaped into the way they need you to be in order to be successful for whatever campaign you want to do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's my piece.
There's
just absolute silence now that I've said that.
That's very interesting.
Absolute silence, but it's something to think about. But which organisations are pushing for Muslims to join
I don't want
the
to say.
military? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair, cool.
I found it a little bit weird. They're taking photos next to aeroplanes and things, and these planes are being used in Muslim countries. That was a bit over the top.
I don't think. I wouldn't support my kids. My son's asked me about it.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? I said I loved it, and then he said, "Can I join?" And I said, "Well, it's your call, but no."
Yeah.
Right, it's your call, but no. Right, that's how it is. But anyway, we're not going anywhere. We're not going overseas until the vaccine happens.
Yeah.
So if you're under 50, AstraZeneca is a problem.
Yeah, that was.
That's pretty scary.
What's the problem with it?
It's giving blood clots.
To under 50s. And oldies are
20, 30, 40. Oldies are right. Over 70, go hard.
Over 70?
Yeah.
Wow.
And if you're over 50, there's not a
around.
problem with the AstraZeneca vaccine. I think it's the Pfizer one. Alhamdulillah, I'm supposed to get it for work.
Yeah.
And I haven't taken it yet.
Alhamdulillah.
Otherwise, you might have been doing this podcast on your own, boys.
Interesting.
Look, he's actually not sad about that.
No.
Interesting.
Interesting. Is that how it is? Let me get the vaccine for you.
We're in Australia, we're sort of we're in a weird limbo where like there's things are sort of almost normal, but then like we're still social distancing in certain, like in the masjid still to a certain degree, like larger venues, there's limitations.
No one's social distancing, man. We're supposed to be.
Like it feels it feels like it's normal, number one.
Yeah.
But then there's like a vaccine, can't travel anywhere or really can't travel around the world.
It's within Australia and New
Zealand. Then in other countries, even though they're giving it the vaccines like India, there's surges of COVID cases.
Yeah.
Now they're finding like countries, there's people in their 30s and 40s, they're copying it. Like they're getting,
It's the Brazil one. Brazil has got now a variant that is hitting the youth.
Yeah, 30, 40-year-olds. And then,
how scary is that?
And then people who've got it, their cognitive abilities have declined.
Wow.
So somebody's got it.
So they've got some sort of brain issue.
Yeah. Like a cloud, like
processing
yeah,
issue.
Yeah, they can't like memory issues and stuff like that. So it's serious. Like it can impact your whole life and everything. But we're sort of in this limbo, like everything's okay, but then there's all this news that you're hearing, like things are not okay. So the better thing to do is maybe just be careful and still maintain.
We're not hearing anything in Australia in terms of
exactly like
the extreme of what's happening around the world. We've moved on from that.
Yeah, we're like we're sort of like chilled out a little bit, but that's what I'm saying. We're in a limbo, like we're in a weird place.
We're actually in a bubble.
Yeah,
we're literally in a bubble.
Yeah.
Right? Australia, New Zealand,
it almost feels like we're back to normal.
Yeah.
Like
except
almost.
Every now and then you see the mask, or you get someone get really paranoid. Like if someone goes, you see the guy just go, right, freak out. But
when I was in the masjid,
COVID,
when I was in the masjid tonight, it was packed. You know, mashallah, social distancing, but it felt almost normal. Like it was definitely not last year's Ramadan, so it almost felt normal. So I don't know, like it's people are sort of traveling interstate a little bit.
Yeah, interstate travels a lot, and New Zealand
and people and that's why four-wheel drive prices. I'm trying to get a four-wheel drive. The prices have gone so high.
Really,
they said all cars have gone about 30% up across the board in Australia. forward drive. Last year's model of like my favorite car, the Prado, is $60,000. $60,000 more than when it came out.
No.
Yeah, like they become like actually not because Australian because they can't go holidays overseas, so they're going bush.
Oh mate, you're gonna have the thing that
I'm
worries
trying
me
to
about
every month I wait, it's going up and up and up because I want to buy one, like about a 2012 or 10 or whatever, but it just keeps on going up.
Okay, so the thing that worries me is you've got every Tom, Dick, and Harry buying 4-wheel drives, getting out there, and then now you're gonna have people don't take their rubbish home when they go camping. Right, you're gonna have the environment. Hopefully, inshallah, it won't happen like that, and people will learn what they're doing.
I want to go camping. I don't want anyone else to go.
No, that is not what I'm saying. I want other people to go.
However,
bush to
make be pristine for me and my kids only.
See, I was reading this. You are so changing what I'm saying. I'm saying if people are going, I hope they're taking all their crap home.
Yeah,
that's it. Mother Earth, brother, Mother Earth.
Yeah.
I know you're completely
Gaia
not Gaia. I'm talking about we do have a responsibility towards this planet that we live on.
Oh God.
Do we not Islamically have to look after our surroundings?
No, really? Do we?
I'm asking you. You're the alim.
Do we?
Don't you? Don't we?
I don't know.
I don't know where he's going with this, but
I don't know. I'm asking you. Like, on what basis you say that?
But you know how you look after your health, you look after yourself, you keep your surroundings, so you're not going to trash. If somebody plants a tree or if somebody has an intention and they cut the tree because they want to clear the path for people.
So we should build more roads into the bush, more highways, so we can get into the like really pristine areas and enjoy them.
No, there are some amazing tracks around Victoria. There are some amazing tracks around Victoria, mashallah.
Yeah.
You're not into it, are you?
I'm not into. I love nature.
Yeah,
but
you don't want to preserve it for future generations. That's what you're trying to say.
No.
Let me enjoy it.
I don't think. Good luck. I don't think it's about not letting them enjoy it. But is it a bit overrated?
No, it's not.
Huh?
If you have a look 50 years ago, and yes, there was no development there and all of this stuff. The condition of our oceans, the condition of our rivers.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Maulana's side, only because I think we've had this discussion so many times of like, growing up in the bubble of Australia, then going overseas for the first time, and then seeing...
The funniest thing this guy's ever said to me. We get off the plane in India, we went there, we're out of the airport, he looks around the city, Delhi, he goes...
Yeah, at that moment...
I'm never going to care about the environment again. That's literally what he said. He goes,
that smell when it hits you.
Compared to what Australia actually spit out into the world.
I remember no offense, I know you're from India, but I think when I stepped off the plane, I said the dua for the toilet accidentally. I think the smell hit me, and I sat with my left foot and but anyway,
Delhi's cleaned up a lot now.
But yeah,
it does hit you.
The Commonwealth Games, they did some stuff for it.
It's an assault on the senses.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it. But I remember I just looked at him, like, bro, do you remember that?
Yeah.
I'm never caring about the environment again.
Yeah,
what's the point?
He's
like, what's the point?
The Great Garbage Patch in the what do you call it?
In the Pacific.
There's one in the Indian Ocean, the one in the Pacific. How big is it? It's like hundreds of kilometers.
Yeah, one's the size of New York, the state of New York.
Yeah, it's just a pile of rubbish coming from Philippines and Indonesia, Malaysia, and China. It's just rubbish, just like...
Can you imagine how many animals are being annihilated, killed in there?
Yeah.
That's so depressing.
Yeah. And all of the plastic just breaking down.
Yeah,
and
into the ocean.
Slowly eating it. And then we're eating that fish.
And we just had kids.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Noon, Yusuf, good luck, mate.
Yeah.
If you are under a bubble when you're listening to this, because the world is like gone... wasn't our fault.
They'll study this podcast. They laughed at the environment. There was a sheikh who was
saying
anti-environment. No, I'm not anti-environment, but I think it's the average person he makes no difference.
Yeah.
It's a big industry.
No, every person does make a difference.
No difference. No
Not
difference.
maybe population-wise in Australia, but if everybody in the world just went, okay, you know what, I'm going to be a bit more careful
Mate,
with my...
compared to India and China, their population,
Well, they need to be a lot
you're
more
putting a
careful.
plastic bottle from this bin to that bin is not going to make... I do not believe this is going to make a difference.
It will make a difference.
I'm
for
just
landfill in
scared the garbage,
Australia.
when they do the inspections and they check into the bin, you know, like what you
that's
got in
right.
which bin. But, you know, I don't think it makes any difference. And they've actually shown that there's actually, I think, Current Affairs.
No,
Huh? What did they say? There was a documentary they did on it. It actually
know.
it goes into the normal thing. They just goes into the land.
Yeah, that's what's been happening.
Yeah.
A lot of the
The
recycle
recycle is not going. It's not getting recycled.
It's not being sent to China anymore.
Yeah.
It used to get to send, you know what?
That's been
It used to get sent to China,
now.
and China used to just chuck it in the ocean and charge us for it. Seriously,
Exactly. So
Put it right off.
Could you imagine that's exactly what they did? Imagine that was the reality. That's
but
that's where
the
that
thing
garbage
is, we're so
island
used
comes
to our
from.
creature comforts.
keep Australia beautiful.
Keep Australia, keep the ocean. I'm more worried about the oceans at the moment more than land.
Well, the ocean is we can't fix it because that's not. It's not just sewage and thing that's going there. Like
Everything is
our
going in
sewage is going there, but it's like processed, right? But it's still going there. But what's happening in the ocean? The acidity level of the oceans is going up because the amount of
Rubbish.
the amount of like waste, liquid waste is going. But these plastics, they break down and they
After like 3,000 years, though.
No. They through rivers and so forth. They break down, and they get consumed like by fish. He was saying that, and they're finding in fish liver and like it's pretty depressing actually.
That's my point.
Yeah,
Right?
and all these pristine areas, like when you go and actually check, like
they're not that pristine anymore.
no, they actually do the soil samples and water samples. Oh, the pollutants that are in Chinese factories are like in Australian outback.
And,
Like
and this
they're
is
attached to leaves and they're in
this
the
is what
dirt.
the depressing thing is, and
Yeah.
this is why we need to start a movement, which many movements have started from this podcast. Save our
Go
oceans.
join the Sea Shepherd or something.
Nah,
you know?
bro, you know what?
To save the
I wish I had.
save the deprive the Japanese of delicious whale.
I was actually watching a few.
Delicious whale.
YouTube's got some great.
I wonder
snippets
what
and
a
docos.
whale, how big a whale steak is. Like how size a blue whale steak would be.
I wonder what it would taste like. Yeah.
Would you
It's-
actually?
it is
come
red.
on, bro.
It is red meat.
I would,
You guys are in dangerous territory here. Be careful.
to be honest, look, it's an animal.
But would you eat
You
a
know what I
whale?
mean?
Yeah,
It's
it's a
halal.
fish. Yeah, it's halal.
I'll eat it.
Try it out. Japanese, maybe.
They're being hunted to the point of extinction.
Which
Yeah.
which whales are we talking about now? Humpback whales? They're
Is there
they're
an
cool.
Islamic ruling about not hunting whales?
Is there
Or-
an Islamic ruling about extinction?
I don't think so.
Okay, so but why? What I'm saying is, why are we trying to put them on that list? I have.
Because it's delicious.
I have an issue. Like for me, I've been watching a lot of sea shepherd videos.
Hmm.
They're actually quite amazing, and the Japanese are absolutely ruthless. Absolutely
Yeah.
ruthless.
Yeah.
But if my son asked me, Dad, I want to join Sea Shepherd, I'd be like, go for it, mate. I'll back you.
Or disturbing other people's livelihood.
100% getting in
Yeah.
there, saving those whales.
Why
Go
do
for
they
it.
allow the what do you call it? Those guys in the Inuits, they hunt,
That's different. That's something.
and
that's been
Norwegians
going on
also.
for- that's
Norwegians are also allowed to hunt.
Yes, but that's been going on for centuries. That's just a part of their thing. The Japanese never, 100 years ago, came down to the southern oceans where the breeding grounds for the whales were and said, yep, easy targets, let's pop them.
Maybe they make better sushi. I don't know. Like
No, it's just because there's more whales because they've hunted theirs to extinction.
oh, so they're gonna hunt these. Well, Australia should hunt them first.
I know he's saying that to get a right out of me. Right now, he's baiting me this time. Usually it's the other way around.
Yeah,
But
interesting.
save our
Interesting.
planet, mate. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give everyone hidayah and save the
Yeah,
oceans.
having a whale for suhoor and
Oh,
iftar,
billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Come on, man.
sushi rolls.
Mars bar and Coke. Have a Mars bar and Coke.
Yeah.
That's the iftar of champions.
Mm.
On that note,
Yes.
thank you very much for joining us. Please like, subscribe, and if you have any comments, please leave it in the comment section down below. Tell us to save the weather. Save the whales. Bro, I don't know, man. I'm shocked. I still can't believe you're not convinced in saving the oceans.
Save some whale for dinner. Anyway,
How is he not convinced? Don't what?
let's wrap up. That's it.
We're wrapped up. We need to save the environment. On that
Inshallah.
note, Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.